Good morning, friends. Hello, maybe hello again, because some of you have been here for an hour. Oh, goodness. You guys, life, right? Sometimes life just happens. Oh, you want to say hi, Sammy, before you leave? Sam is heading out to do some work for some friends, so he won't be joining us, but hello. Okay, goodbye, sweetie. Oh, thank you, bud. Oh, you're going to get makeup all over your shirt. Oh, well, it's good. You'll get dirt on there soon. Sunscreen and water, okay?
Water.
On sunscreen.
Water.
All right. So coffee is very much, what does that say? Oh, but first coffee. Yes. Coffee is very much in order today. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Roberta. Good morning, everybody. So, if you are just joining us, good for you, because that means you are so used to our 9 a.m. Pacific time that even though in the email yesterday I said 9 a.m. Pacific, and in my mind I said 9 a.m. Pacific, when I scheduled the YouTube live, I put in 9 a.m., which isn't a problem unless you live in a different time zone, like let's say the mountain time zone where I live, which is really 10. So just a little confusion on my part. I know there were a number of people ready to go an hour ago, so I just happened to look over at my laptop and saw all this chat going on. I'm like, that's unusual. People usually aren't chatting a half an hour before. Well, they weren't, or you weren't. So welcome to a little bit of a twist, you guys. So coffee is, like I said, definitely in order this morning, so hang on. Hi, Veronica. Okay, so welcome. If you are new to my channel or you are new to these free Saturday-ish classes that I've been doing, welcome. My name is Lael Kankar, and I have a business called Lael by Mail. I have a website, Lael by Mail. Anytime I do the videos, I have lots and lots and lots of information, links, and all kinds of things in the description of the video. So you'll find all of that in the description of the video. If you aren't currently following me, go ahead and click subscribe. That way you will know when I do new videos. You can also click the little bell, and then when you click the little bell, then you'll automatically be notified. Now that we get that kind of stuff out of the way. So just a quick recap, especially I think we may see some new or different people starting to show up maybe over the next couple of weeks. So quick recap, for the last 4 months, 16 weeks, we have been doing a free class every Saturday. And initially, it was Intro to Traveler's Notebooks. And the first maybe 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6, if you stretched it, could be considered intro. After that, the intro just kind of went away, right? Because, I mean, when does intro stop in, I don't know, 101, 102, 501, whatever, 301, 302, whatever your college course, whatever those are. Anyhow, so after 16 weeks, I thought, you know what, it's probably time to switch things up a little bit for a couple reasons. Number one, I think some people are getting bored. And if you're getting bored, that is A-okay. Well, if you're getting bored, you may not be here any longer. So, and I'm running out of ideas. I kept racking my brain, or what are some other things that I do, or other things that I could share and kind of teach about Traveler's Notebook. So the first 16 weeks done, the intro part is over, and now I will be doing several times a month. I'm not going to commit to 4. I won't commit to 1, somewhere in between 1 and 4, where we'll still do them on Saturday mornings, because I think that still works for a lot of people. And if that doesn't work for you, then you can always watch them on the replay. So we'll be doing one of 2 things not every Saturday, every time that we get together. One will be the listing. So we will be listing together. And I want to ask you guys some questions about the listing in a minute. So we'll be listing together on some of the sessions, and on the other sessions, we will be doing kind of a make with me. And the make with me, I'm still kind of playing around with. I still get a lot of requests for ideas on memory keeping in a traveler's notebook. So that will probably be a combination between memory keeping in the traveler's notebook. I'll continue to work on my coronavirus traveler's notebook, because I'm still very behind on that. But those are my thoughts and ideas. the way that I came up with those is those seem to be the feedback that I get from you all. Those seem to be the most popular. You want to kind of be able to play along with me. So a couple questions that I want you to think about in terms of listing. And when we do the next one about the kind of memory keeping, I'll ask similar questions. But on the listing, questions. If you are live and you want to respond in the chat after we are done, I will go back to the chat and read comments. And if you are watching on the replay, go ahead and just leave a comment in the, on the video. First question is, when it comes to listing, do you want the prompts ahead of time? Does it help you to know what the prompts are ahead of time? So you can kind of plan. And that is something that I can easily do. So question number 1, would you like to have the prompts ahead of time? Question number 2, do you like to know the list of supplies I will be using ahead of time? And I always say you can use whatever you want. But I know a lot of you are always very interested in what I'm using. So if I'm planning on using particular products, would you like to know what those are in advance? Then the last thing is, if you have topics for lists, I would love to hear your ideas and your suggestions. I have quite a few that I have been keeping a list of lists that I've been keeping track of. But if you have ideas, I would love to hear them. So you can either leave them in the chat, you can leave them in the comments, or you can shoot me an email. And the easiest way to do that is just to go to my website at laelbymail.com and click contact us. All right, I think those are the questions that I had as far as the listing goes. If you like the video, remember thumbs up and comments are super important because that helps YouTube to say, we think people like this and maybe we should show this video to other people. And then the more people that see it, the better. What, sweetie?
Pose in the backyard.
Okay, thank you. This is funny. This morning, Sam came ripping up the stairs and he's like, Mom, we have to move. We have to move right now. I'm like, Sam, what's wrong? Now, Sam, mind you, 6 feet tall.
Okay, it was
Spider.
wolf spider.
Spider in his bathroom. Okay, wolf spider. Wolf spider in his bathroom. Large.
It's time to burn the house down.
Sam said it's time to burn the house down. It's time to move. Yeah, whatever. But giant spider. Now, I do not like spiders. Okay. Goodbye, sweetie. Love you. If you need lunch, tell me and I'll bring it later.
What?
If you need lunch, text me and I will bring it later. Anyhow, big spider in his bathroom. Yeah, I hate spiders too. He's like, Mom, you've got to come see it. No way in HE double hockey sticks am I going down to see that giant spider. What should I do? He said. I'm like, you have to kill it. I mean, we can't like catch it and let it go. And I'm like, but you have to go right now because that spider's probably strolling ever so quickly out of the bathroom into God only knows where in the house. And I tell you, if I wake up to that, maybe anywhere around here, I'm going to freak out. So they're always exciting mornings around here. You guys know that. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to flip the camera. I'm going to turn on the lights and we will get started. I have to tell you guys, I don't know. I'm always interested in lots of different things. A friend of mine, strolling spider, yeah. Friend of mine, Stephanie Howell. I don't know if you know Stephanie Howell. Instagram, she's Stephanie Howell. I think everywhere she's pretty much Stephanie Howell, but she's been doing some videos lately. Oh, that reminds me, hang on. I've got to pull it up here on my iPad so I can see to make sure that, that's not good. Oh, and I have to turn the volume down on that because we don't want to hear myself in stereo or concert. Oh, okay. Something happens every time I move things around somehow. Oh, we don't want to go that way. We're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. Bear with me. Anyhow, Stephanie Howell. She's been doing some fun little videos on Instagram about self-tanning. And the older I get, definitely I'm trying to stay out of the sun. But what is it about us generally, I feel much more healthy if I have a bit of a tan. So kind of learning about different tips and techniques about self-tanning. Also makeup. You guys, I have never been, I don't know how to use it. I should know how to use it. I don't. So I'm trying to kind of learn and experiment there too. Anyhow, yes, Ruth and all of her girls. Yeah, she's a pretty neat person. So, if I'd encourage you to just go find her on Instagram. And anyhow, so today's list, we will be doing 3 lists, and I have pulled out, and you guys, I do this a lot. I have pulled out, I've shown this a couple times. I have also linked to it, the description of the video, so towards the very bottom. This is when I was participating in the Listers Got a List that the Reset Girl did 5 years ago. These were a bunch of the lists I had made. So what I like to do is I actually go through and look at some of the different layouts that I did, because they kind of give me some ideas. Sometimes I feel like I get a little bit stuck or in a rut in the same kind of look and feel. So I was doing that a little bit before we started. When it comes to finding ideas for lists, I want to say, I don't go to that. If I will go to that, I will tell you that is where I have come up with an idea, because that was definitely something that was the Reset Girls. So I'm always looking for different places, different ideas for prompts. I know, you know what, Lori, a Lister's Got a List. You know what I need to do is I'll reach out to Corey, that's the Reset Girl, and just, I'll talk to her a little bit about that. I know people that participated in that a long time ago had a lot of fun with that, but that was definitely her thing. So, you know, I definitely don't want to infringe upon that, absolutely. So way back when, I think the very first listing that I did during the coronavirus, and I don't even remember what the list was, but a couple days before we were set to have our class, I had an email from Crate and Barrel, and the subject line just was perfect. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's great for listing topics. Okay, let's see. We have Rachel, we have Debbie, Tracy. Hi, you guys. I always like to see who's here. Another Karen. Kay, I know we always have our Karens. Kathy. Okay. Ann's got a great last name. Ann Smart. I wish my name was Lael Smart. Anyhow, listing topics. And I bring that up because a lot of times we think we have to come up with a perfect, like amazing topic for a list. And sometimes you'll rack your brain trying to come up with something, but you don't need to. Just kind of look around you. Email. So this morning, I receive an email 6 days a week from a news outlet that I happen to follow. And on one of the topics of their email this morning was favorite words. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know what? That's great. That is going to be one of our lists today, favorite words. So kind of just look out there, look at magazines, look at emails that you get. I think you might kind of be prompted for some different ideas. Oh, I just realized, no wonder it's half dark. I turned on one of the lights, but not both lights. Okay. So. Hi, Henderson. Hi, Kathy. I bet you're super hot there. It is very hot here too. We've been in the high 90s. Philippines. Hi. Oh, so this is interesting. Quick little sidebar, which reminds me, there we go. There's the squirrel. Moneth. I'm going to say, I think maybe that's how you pronounce it. If not, I apologize. When I was a little girl, I think I'd mentioned on a couple of videos before that my dad was in the Navy. He was a fighter pilot. And we lived in Japan for a couple of years. And we vacationed to the Philippines quite a few times. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful area. Okay, so now let's go. Oh, Joelle, and I bet San Jose, I'm sure it is warm. It's warm in a lot of places, right? Hi, San Francisco. Oh, 100. Yeah, that's when we're like, okay. My husband, Nick, is playing in a golf tournament, and I took him over there and a couple of neighbors this morning about 7:30, and I was driving home. It said it was 65 degrees, and I'm like, oh, it's beautiful, but that temperature shot up so darn fast. Okay, Helene, great. Topic list in advance, products used not necessary. Okay, so you guys keep, and I probably missed a ton of comments, so keep those comments coming about the questions that I asked, and I'll try to remember at the end to ask about the questions again. Okay, so our first list, and you know what? I'm going to scroll again for a minute, you guys. I am a super type A, super normally organized person. And when I teach in person, things are very structured. Things are very, I have the plan and I know how much time we have and I know what we need to get done, when, and so forth. When we do these kind of List With Me lives, and really when we've been doing any of these kind of live classes, it's totally different. This is like I'm sitting with you guys, we're all together, we're a bunch of girlfriends just hanging out. And what happens when we all hang out together? We squirrel, we get off on sidetrack, things get a little crazy. And that's how, for me, that's how I want these to be. Because that's my personality, and I think of you guys as friends. So if that is something that irks you or bugs you, then I don't know what to tell you, because that's me. So, or I'd say, you know what, take a class in person, because they're still fun, but much more structured. These are just, we're all crafting together and enjoying. Okay, our first list is favorite flowers. Okay, favorite flowers. And I have pulled some different products. Again, I have linked to quite a few of these in the description of the video. For this list, will be using products from Maggie Holmes' Fresh Bouquet collection. And I carry a lot of this on my website, in my store. I'm sure I've talked about this before. And if you look at a lot of the products I use, I love Maggie Holmes. I pretty much love anything that she does. So, Fresh Bouquet is what I am using. On this list, I am not going to start directly on my insert. And sometimes I do, oh, that's a good question. Lori, favorite flowers by scent or sight? I don't know, you tell me. However you want to answer that. For me, it's going to be by sight. For sure by sight, but it could be, well, actually my first one is both scent and sight. So we'll talk about that in a sec. So on this one, I am not going to list directly on my insert. I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I am going to put a base down to get a little bit more color and a little bit more pattern. And then I'm going to put a piece of white cardstock down on top of that so I can, have a place to list. So my inserts are standard wide, the ones I'm using. So those are 5 wide by 8.25 tall. So there we have that, and we'll get this out of the way. I just realized I don't have my tape runner. So bear with me for a second. If we were all together, I would just grab one of yours and say, hey, can I borrow that? Luckily, it's not too far away. Alrighty. Succulents. Oh, you know what? Carla. Here's the thing. I love succulents. I love the way they look, but I learned pretty quickly when I started doing succulents, I don't like it when they grow. Isn't that funny? I don't like it when they grow. Some of them start to kind of look all spiky and spindly, and they get kind of weird. So I'm like, it's kind of like puppies and kittens. And some people would even say babies. They're really cute when they're little, but then when they start to grow up, they kind of lose some of the cuteness. They're just not, like a puppy, cutest thing in the world. Kitten, cutest thing in the world. Child, no, just kidding. All right, but not really, but kind of. Okay, so there's my base. I'm gonna come in with my corner rounder because I want the corner to be rounded because the pages in my insert are rounded. This list, we didn't do together last time, but this is kind of the list that I started with the last, week 16 when we did our class on how I prepare to travel when I want to do traveler's notebooks on the road. Okay, so there's that, and I need to come in with my Sharpie. Yeah, no green thumb at all either. I don't. And you know what? Here's the thing. They actually make some amazing looking, oh, I can tell this guy, it's time for a new one. It's getting a little thin in some places. They have amazing looking faux succulents. And yeah. Okay, good. We have another one. Throw that one off to the side. Faux succulents, yes. So then they stay the way that you want them to. And then they also, you never have to water them. Well, I know succulents you kind of don't have to water, but kill the plants. Yeah, I know, right? Getting new little ones. Shoes, a stamp or sticker. Michelle, those shoes are a sticker. They are from the Let's Wander collection. So from Vicky Booten. And they were actually right there. So I'm going to use these stickers in one of our lists today, but I have linked to these in the description of the video. I carry those. Yeah, they're awesome. You guys know Vicky. You know how much I love Vicky. Anyhow, it's a really fun set. All right, so there's the start of that. Now, I don't want to do my listing on there because it's so kind of crazy, right? Too much. So I have a piece of just white cardstock that when we talked last week, and I said when I'm gathering all my things to travel, I have sheets that I've already cut down of white cardstock, and that is the width of my little insert. So I just pulled it out of there. I have to tell you guys, getting ready for this one was quite interesting because I had everything still packed up from last week, and the reason, Mariana, yes, favorite flowers. The reason that I kept everything all packed together was because this Wednesday I am heading out of town and I will be taking my traveler's notebooks with me. So I have something really fun to share about that I will share towards the end. So I was having to, I'm like, where's that? Where's that? Oh yeah, it's in my packed bag. So this is too big. I need to come in and trim that down. So I'm going to say I probably want that to be, oh, you know what? Just about I did avert disaster. Coffee is still sitting here, so coffee needs to go away. I'm gonna have a sip, but then it can't sit here anymore because that would have been really bad. I'm afraid that I might have thrown out some expletives, you guys. You might have heard me just throw a string of expletives if I had spilled. Okay, but that disaster averted. So I know I want to have a little bit of a border here, so 5, I'm going to say, let's try 4.5 and see what we get there. It's probably not enough, but we'll see. 4.5, yep, not enough. We're going to go all the way down to 4. Okay, I like that. And then that means I need to go down an inch. So I need an inch, 8.25, 7.25. Just do a quick little math in my head there. All right, there we go. So I have a nice kind of border. And then I have my white to do my list. Now, there are all different kinds of pattern papers, you guys, obviously. I think you know that. I will use one of these papers in one of our other lists. And I've talked before about 6x8 pads and why I love to use 6x8 pads in my traveler's notebooks, because 8.25, that means this is 8, and 5, 6, so it's perfectly sized. But I could, like, this could be a fun list, right? So it's pattern paper. I could do something, you know, decorative up here and then make my list down here. Something like this, I could make a list on, so I don't always have to put white on top of my pattern paper. But in this case, I'm going to do that because that's just way too busy. That is from, I don't think I linked it, but that is from that Miss Modern paper pack that I carry. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to come in again because that's just what we do with my, oopsie, Sharpie. That happens too. So you'll see it was a little bit uneven because of whatever was underneath it, but that's part of just what you get when you're outlining. It's not always perfect, and that's okay. I was saying to someone earlier, and I don't remember who it was, in the chat before we started, that she was saying she's making it way too hard. She's making things way too hard when she's using a traveler's notebook. And I said, let it go. In the words of Frozen, let it go, right? Things like that, if our lines are crooked, we just have to let it go. Okay, hi Ramona. I'm interested to hear what you guys are saying. Okay, here we go. So, favorite flowers. So we talked about Maggie Holmes, and if you're not familiar with what Maggie Holmes, what kind of her design aesthetic, with crepe paper. She does a lot of florals, a lot of florals. And I think that's one of the things I love most about what she does. So this Fresh Bouquet, I have pulled Fresh Bouquet stickers and die cuts. And I've linked to the Fresh Bouquet collection on in the description of the video. So just really pretty, soft colors, lots of different, I'm just looking. And it's hard for me to look and think at the same, It's hard for me to look and talk at the same time. Some giant floral die cuts in the die cut pack. So, you know, that doesn't, I don't like that one. Not that one. Nope. I think I like that. So let's see. It's really big. I know it's really big. Let's see for a sec. I have also pulled some label stickers. These guys, I have maybe 6 or 7 different kind of little sticker boxes like that are all kinds of vintage labels and things. So that is one of them. And you guys can see I do a little planning ahead of time in terms of what products I think I want to use, but then not much after that, because clearly I'm now looking through everything that I have to see what I think might work. Okay, I'm going to lay those there for a second. I had also pulled this guy out because I thought that was fun, this Home and Garden Admit One, because that kind of ties in with what we are doing. So I think I'm going to use that. I also pulled this guy. You guys, I love using ruler washi. And my kids, you guys are grown. They are not in elementary school anymore. To me, ruler washi is just a really great, it's just a really great design. So I always have, and I have tons of different colors of ruler washi. And I pulled this one out because this kind of coordinates with this kind of look. It kind of coordinates with the Maggie Holmes look. So I think we're going to do a little bit of washi at the bottom. Like that. And that can still go there somehow. Maybe like that. Okay, so I need something else down here. And the washi, oh yeah, I like that. Actually, so hang on. I gotta move this because I want that floral washi to go above. So I'm very gently just gonna peel that off. And it's okay. I'm gonna put that back down. Usually it'll work, we'll see. Sometimes it doesn't. We're gonna put that back down at the bottom so that I can put this above that washi. So let's see. I have the washi, I have the stickers, I have the die cuts, I have the clips. You guys, holy cow. The clips, almost as soon as I had the clips in, they were gone. So they are coming back. I should have the clips back in, it looks like it's upside down. I know it's really not, but no. I should have the clips back in, hopefully in the next week or two. All right, and I'm gonna show you what I mean by those. I forgot to grab those out. If they're in where I think they are. Oh yeah. These are the Fresh Bouquet clips. Aren't those fun? Like with the little bunny and the camera and the flowers. So those will be back. Those will be back. Okay, I like that. Now, there's this little, no, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. There's a little serrated edge on this little ticket. And I was going to cut it off, but now I'm just going to kind of bend it back a little bit. And it is what it is. Remember, let it go. Let it go. Frozen, whatever her name was. See, boys, and boys, much older boys when Frozen came out. So I don't know her name. Ella or something like that, right? Ella? What's her name? You guys tell me. Okay, Home and Garden Admit One. Now, what's going on up here? Obviously, that I'm not going to leave it like that because that big leaf, well, I guess it could stay out, but I don't want it to stay out because that I think would be kind of funny. So we don't want, we're not going to do that. But, you know what? Let's see. Okay, let's look at this one because maybe it's too big. Maybe that's part of the problem. But then that label's too big. So it's, you guys, it's very much a back and forth. I don't know. I don't always know what I'm doing, right? Maybe that. I had this bunny too. I know I want to use the bunny because the bunny is so cute. I'm going to put the bunny right here. But I can't put him at an angle. That's my type A that comes out. As cute as it would be at an angle, I can't do it. Bunny. Okay, so then I put the bunny there. Does this need to go? Nope, it's just going to be over here too. It's fine. You guys, this is, so me talking out loud like this is exactly what I do when I'm working. Believe it or not, I will sometimes be talking out loud like that when I'm working. By myself, not with you guys. Okay, I think I like that. So this is one of those, little stickers, one of the vintage label stickers, and it just comes right off the back. Decided to wait till after I go to Costco. Oh my gosh, Kathy, that is like amazing that you're gonna wait to go to Costco until the middle of a Saturday, just for me, because Saturdays at Costco are crazy, right? Crazy, crazy. And it's interesting because I see some of you guys saying, no, use that one. No, I like that one better. We all have different, right? We all have different tastes. All right, so we're gonna go and put a little bit of adhesive on this guy. And what is so fun, and I don't know, I mean, there are a few like crafting magazines still around. Scrapbook and Cards Today is one, Creative Scrapbooker is one, but a number of them, and even ones that are no longer around, would do something I think called like 3 things, where they would give 3 designers the same product and say, okay, here, create. Maybe create a layout or something like this. This is bugging me because we're crooked, you guys. You guys are probably know that we're crooked, but it's not crooked. Oh heavens, it's not crooked. There we go. It's not crooked on my desk, but what you're seeing is crooked. Anyhow, so it'd be really fun. It's really fun to give 3 people the exact same product. Like if we all started with the same products I'm working with, to see how different things would look. Because we do, we all are unique individuals. We all have different tastes. Let's see. Yes, Karen, totally tear it. The only time that I ever cut washi is if I was trying to make it be right up against this and I didn't want to tear, so I would cut it there, but I always just tear it. Way easier. And that's kind of the look of washi, right? Okay, so title, favorite flowers. So this one I'm just going to write in my little label there. Favorite flowers. All right, someone asked earlier, scent or sight? And for me, it is sight. It is not scent, with the exception of the first one. My very favorite flower in the world, Stargazer Lily. So that is number 1 on my list. Stargazer Lily. And if you don't know any of these flowers and you're kind of interested, I would encourage you to Google some of these flowers. So Stargazer Lily is a beautiful lily that's white generally. Sometimes they're kind of a little off-white or yellowish. But the center of the flowers is like this super vibrant, crazy pink, and it's beautiful. Here's a little tip with Stargazer lilies. If you do Stargazer lilies, when you get them from the store or wherever you're getting them from, florist or whatever, before you put them in a vase, well, once you put them in a vase, as the little pollen things, the little, I don't remember if it's the stamen or whatever it is, as those start to come out, pluck those off. If you pluck those off, the flowers will last much longer. And then they also don't kind of, that little yellow doesn't get everywhere because it will stain. Hi, Penny Thoughts. Cut it this. Stamen, thank you. Thank you, Mariana. Clearly, I am not a horticulturist. Okay, I don't even know if that's what you call a flower person, horticulturalist. Okay, next one. Gerbera daisies. And I had to, I'm looking at my list that I did ahead of time because I had to make sure. Some of these have different, not different spellings, but they're not kind of your general word. So I wanted to make sure that I was spelling them correctly. And I would love to know you guys too. I would love, yes, pluck off with a tissue. I know, right? Especially if you have a cat that's very interested in them and then kind of rubs their face against it and then it gets a mess. Gerbera daisies. Beautiful flower, very top heavy on the flower itself. And so a lot of times if you ever have those in an arrangement, you'll see almost like a straw, almost like a plastic straw, on the stem, surrounding the stem to kind of hold up the flower. Beautiful, lots of different colors. Oh, no AC. Oh, Robin, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Yeah, go to the pool, sit in the pool, or the bathtub, or whatever you have. All right, next one, hydrangeas. Hydrangea. Love a hydrangea, especially the blue ones. Like the more iron that you have in your, look at me, I sound like I know all about flowers. I really don't. I'm totally clueless. Just some little things I've picked up along the way. The more iron you have in your soil, if you have a really lightish blue or lightish purple, the more iron you have in your soil, the bluer that hydrangea will be. And you'll see some of the most amazing blues. But they come in pinks and whites and creams, and I have some creams, whites, I don't know, in the backyard. Okay, next one. Peony. Those, again, super, super top heavy flower. They start out in just this round ball. And it's the coolest thing to see this really tight, round ball, and then they just explode. And their growing season is super short, super short, kind of, I think, late spring, but gorgeous, stunning. And then after they, a really nice green leaf. And in that case, I'm talking about it being in the ground. All right, freesia. Ooh, freesia. I'll have to go look at that one, Vicki. I know the scent, but I don't know if I know offhand what the ants open. What? Debbie, you need to tell us more about that. Okay, the next one, dahlias. I saw somebody mention that earlier, dahlia. So dahlias kind of remind me a little bit of a Gerbera daisy, and I don't know if they're in the same family. They seem kind of like a much poofier version, a much fuller version of a Gerbera daisy or Gerber daisy. Your peony had 11 blooms this year. Okay, so here's the deal. With the peonies, and this is just based on past experience for me. If you are planting them in the ground, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 or 5 years before they really start to produce. So you have to be patient. And I can never remember this. There is a term when it comes to gardening or planting, and it's called sprawl, crawl, and something like that, where it's like the 3 years that it at least takes for things to really produce. So if any of you know what that is, I need to write that down because I never remember. Sprawl, crawl, whatever. Okay, the next one, magnolia. Oh my gosh. Most beautiful white, like pristine, they're just like so elegant. It's just such an elegant to me looking bloom. So I live in Utah and we are high mountain desert. So we, in the summertime, up to 100 or more, wintertime down to 0 or less. So we definitely experience all 4 seasons, and there are growing zones, right? So there are definitely flowers that we cannot plant in plants in Utah because they're way outside of our growing zone. Like you people that live in Florida, I am so jealous of all of the plants that you can grow, like ferns and things like that, because everything is just so lush and tropical. Utah, those things would die in an instant. So magnolia, I actually planted last year a magnolia tree outside of our bathroom window. So it's this spring, Beautiful blooms, but I need it to grow higher. So we'll see how that does. I guess there's different versions of magnolias, not versions, different strains. I don't know. Where some do better in a climate like ours or in a growing zone like ours than others. Magnolia. Okay. Kind of similar to that in my head. I don't know why. But a gardenia. And love gardenias too. I don't know much about gardenias. I just know that I like them. Then I had one more on my list. And here's the thing with this one. A poppy. I love the look of a poppy. When they are nice and fresh and blooming, they're amazing. And I don't know if this is just Utah, but what happens with a poppy once they kind of not die, once they're no longer blooming, they get just really ugly looking. You get these, it almost looks like a big patch of weeds. So for that reason, you know what I sound like? Shark Tank, okay, squirrel. Shark Tank. We watch a lot of Shark Tank. We really enjoy Shark Tank. And the sharks will say, and for that reason, I'm out. So, and for that reason, poppies are out for me. I don't plant them in the ground, but I would certainly have them in a vase. Okay, so let's look, you guys. Those were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 flowers that I had on, yes, invasive. I know they're kind of like a, they are kind of like a zucchini. I know that sounds weird, but it seems like a zucchini just like sprawls and it's everywhere. Poppy's the same thing. You know what? I just had another thought. What is, okay, my Southern California friends, because I see them all over Southern California. Super green, and they are kind of a really large bush that has those amazing, like bright fuchsia flowers. What are those? Debbie, can I grow iris? I think so. I'll have to try. Where we are, we have a very different soil. Well, I live in a city called Cottonwood Heights. The city right next to ours is called Sandy. Bougainvillea. Thank you, Liz. The city next to ours is called Sandy, and I can only assume that's because of the stupid soil, because it is so hard to grow things in our little area here because the soil is so, oh, ouch. Our soil is so sandy that the water just goes right through and the roots have a hard time. The roots have a difficult time taking hold. Bougainvillea. Okay, so that's a one for sure that I don't even know. And there we go. Okay, Bougainvillea. And no, there's more. Obviously, I love Oh, I may not have spelled that correctly. Well, guess what? However I spelled it is how I spelled it. And we've talked about that before, you guys. Oh, look. So yes, I did spell it incorrectly. But guess what? That's okay, because we've talked before about in our lists, if we misspell things, we get over it. We move on. It is fine. Mariana, I am with you 100%. Hawaii or Puerto Vallarta, I would be either one, totally fine with me. We actually in the past have spent quite a bit of time in Nuevo Vallarta, and that is I love it there. And then the little cities outside of there. So Bucerias and oh my gosh, Sayulita. Anyhow, desert sage. You know what? I think we do. I think, Debbie, we do have desert sage, and yeah, pretty shrub. So to me, here's the thing. Do you guys know the term an oxymoron? Pretty shrub to me is like an oxymoron. So oxymoron is like a jumbo shrimp. So you put two words together that have kind of an opposite meaning, like like a pretty shrub in my head. All right, so I think that is. I might need one more. And this is where it may have not. Mariana, are you in Bucerias? You have to tell me if you are in Bucerias. I think that's what you mean, but when you say I'm here, you'll have to tell me for sure. Okay, so yeah, oh my gosh. So, okay, you guys, total squirrel. I just have to ask you, Mariana, a restaurant, I think Bucerias called Adautos. Do you know that restaurant? Okay. If not, you need to go there. Okay. Anyhow, one more. One more. And this one more wasn't on my list. Is there more than one Adautos? Okay, the one that's right on the beach, overlooking the ocean. Best margaritas ever, but you can only have one because they are very strong. Okay, so, Kendra, honeysuckle. Oh, you know what? Yes, Adautos. Honeysuckle. And I'm going to put that on my list because I love the smell of honeysuckle. Now, I could go on and on and on and on and on, right? So, this is my list, and I'm going to do a couple more things, but I want to mention something. If I wanted, so these are all very much, they're beautiful, right? But this is very visual. These flowers are very visual. So if I wanted to, I could have a second side of my list, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this side empty because what I'm going to come in and do after we're done, I'm going to go to the internet and I'm going to Google these flowers. And I probably won't Google all of them, but I'm going to Google quite a few of them. And I'm going to print out a photo that will probably look something. Hold on, I'm bending down looking for something, you guys. I'm going to print out a photo that will probably look something like this one right here. We did this a couple of classes ago. This was a dashboard that I made, but I'm going to print out something like this using my Epson PhotoMate printer and their app. Makes it really easy to do a collage like that. So I will put the flowers there, and I'm going to put that there. And probably what I will do, this may be the perfect opportunity for me to come back in with this and put that right down there. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I'll do something like that. So a lot of times with my lists, and I think mostly what you guys have seen is that in my lists, I'm usually just writing, but you can absolutely add photos to your lists, and they don't have to be your photos, right? I always say my very favorite photographer friend in the world is Google, because you can find any photo that you need on Google, and then I just right click it and save it to my phone and then print out from there. So that is our first list, and I have a couple of extra flower stickers that I will probably go in and just dot in a couple different places just to add a little bit more flower there. And this is kind of open here, so I'll probably add a little bit more something right here. When we are done today, I will, as soon as we're done, I'm going to finish this list, because when I get excited about something like that, and adding the photos, I want to make sure that I finish it. So I'm going to finish this list today, and I'm going to post it on my Instagram account, so that if you follow me on Instagram, or if you don't, I've included a link to my Instagram in the description of the video. But then you can kind of see how that all turned out, and you guys know how it started. All right, so that is our first list. You guys, if you are listing, and now this will really start to apply, since going forward, all of our Saturday sessions will be we may all be working together. And if we're not working together, then you may create a list like this later. If you would like, please share it on Instagram, or please share it on Facebook, or Facebook and Instagram, and tag me, because I would love to see it. A couple of you are awesome about emailing me what you do, and I love to see it. Someone emailed me this week, and I don't remember her name offhand, but Diane? She wanted to set up her traveler's notebook for the 4th of July and have that patriotic theme. And so she took some of the concepts that she had learned about how to decorate the pockets and things like this, and built this wonderful traveler's notebook with that theme. And I loved it because you guys get to see what I do, but I don't get to see what you do. So email it to me, or, okay, good. Karen C, thank you. Here we go. I need to date it, so I'm going to keep talking. Email me whatever you're doing, or if you're posting it, just tag me. Tag me, because then I would love to see it. Okay, so it is Oh, I know why it's so long ago, because never mind. Okay. It is 7. What's today? I can't see on my watch. Oh, 7-Eleven. There we go. Oh, it's 7-Eleven day. So when our kids were little, and I don't know that it's happening this year because I think coronavirus, they probably don't want that to happen. 7-Eleven, the chain, the convenience store, 7-Eleven, every year would do 7-Eleven or Slurpee Day. And free Slurpee Day at 7-Eleven. So you could go to 7-Eleven on 7-Eleven on July 11th and get a free Slurpee. But I don't think that they're probably doing that, I don't know, because of coronavirus. They probably don't want, because there would be lines out the door. No, so sad, no free Slurpees, right? Yeah, lines out the door. So, Sheila with 2 L's. Yes, I do have a Facebook group. If you just go Google Lael by Mail, there are 2. I have a Facebook page, Lael by Mail. Then there's also a private group, Lael by either one. So either one or both. Denise, the insert paper. So the inserts, if you mean these little books, the inserts, I carry those on my website, and I have those linked in the description of the video. Date. Yep. Okay, good. Take your classes at the retreat. Kathy, yes, me too. And I have a really fun surprise that I'm going to share with everyone about next weekend. So you guys need to make sure to stay until the end. Or if you can't, make sure to come back and watch to the end, because you need to know I have something very exciting planned for all of us for next weekend. Okay, 07/11/20. Had to make sure that's the right date. And then, I just have my little piece of scratch paper, right? This just sits in my stamping drawer. And I've got my little piece of scratch paper because I always want to test first to make sure that, number 1, my my stamp is well inked. Number 2, I'm not stamping upside down. And number 3, that things are fairly even. So we look good there. We'll come in, and I think we're going to go right there. And sometimes it's straight, sometimes it's crooked. This particular date stamp I have shown a couple of different times. I think I linked it in the description of the video, but this date stamp's a really fun date stamp because it has little characters that you can add between your letters. Let's see if you can see that. Different characters. And on this one, I put little hearts in between because I like flowers. All right, so we're skipping that page because I'm going to come back and do the other half, and I'm going to put these things off to the side so I remember. Okay, our next list. Oh, let me back up for a second. This is my book of lists. Oh, actually, what I need to do, I just noticed. I need to trim, I'm going to trim these little flowers off the edge because I don't want them sticking out. This is my book of lists. So as we've been listing, earlier, the listing, some of the listing we were doing was related to things I was doing during the coronavirus. So during the coronavirus, I had been listing in my coronavirus traveler's notebook. But for this, these are just some of the lists that we've been doing on the fly. Still need to kind of do an intro page there just about listing in general. So this was from our class on June 13th, different lists. That was also June 13th. This was last weekend. This is my packing list for when I do traveler's notebooks on the road. So this now is just an insert that's going to have lists in it. So just fun, not really functional, just fun. So Ruth, do I have any plans to come to the UK? I do not have any plans currently to come to the UK. I have taught in the UK a number of times in the past, but right now I do not have any current plans. Kendra, any more retreats? So the current one is, I believe it's closed, but I will send you an email when we're done. Let me just make a quick note. I'll send you an email when you're done and put you in touch with Michelle, who runs the retreat. I, this afternoon, also need to update, sorry you guys are now getting my to-do list, my save the date on my website. That generally will have where I'm teaching. The retreat I'm teaching at next weekend is a virtual retreat, but I will be there in person. I'll explain that later. Anyhow, but if you go to the save the date, or I think it says upcoming classes or upcoming kits and events or something like that on my website up at the top, that's generally where where that's how you know what's coming up and where I'll be. So let me just, Lori, so I'm going to quickly read through some comments and we'll move on to list two. Lori, it was an in-person retreat. Yes, it was in person in kind of outside of Spokane, Washington, and it is now a virtual retreat. So what's been fun about the virtual retreats is it really opens it up to anyone because you don't have to be in the area. Well, you wouldn't have to be in the area anyway, but the retreats just get a little bit more expensive if you are traveling. All right. I think we're ready to go. Okay, second list. I'm saving that one. Our second list is favorite words. So, favorite words. This, if you were watching at the beginning of the video, this is the email that I received from the news outlet that I follow. It said something about favorite words, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That would be a great one. That would be a really fun one to do. Then what's interesting is as I was looking back through my Listers Got a List list that I had done 5 years ago or whatever, I was looking for design ideas. So different layouts that I had done for my list in the past. And I came upon a list that was favorite words. So it was kind of interesting to see what my favorite words were 5 years ago. And now what some of my favorite words are now. Some of them are the same, some of them are different. And my favorite words are going to kind of be funny. A Bucerius retreat. Oh my gosh, how fun would that be? Mariana, I'm afraid that we might not get a lot of work done. Or I might not get a lot of work done. I love chips and salsa. I love shrimp. And I love margaritas. And I like to be on the beach. So it might make our retreating a little bit difficult. But I could do it. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's our next list. I'm starting out with my outline, and this one I am listing directly on the insert itself. So this insert that I have, it is a grid, and it comes in a pack. Let's see, blank and grid. I think it comes in a pack of two. One of the inserts is blank and one of them is grid pattern. And for all intents and purposes for me, this is just blank. I mean, it's just a pattern in the background, so I don't get caught up with all the little grids. Okay, so this one, I am going to use a couple of stickers from this sticker set. This is the Hello Again sticker set. I have linked to this in the description of the video as well. This is another one that I carry on my website. And I will tell you, there are almost three sole reasons why I originally bought this sticker sheet, I don't know, a while ago to use for myself. And then I thought I'm going to bring this into the store, into my website, because it's so fun. It's these little girls, this little hand-drawn girl, this little hand-drawn girl, and then this one right here. And I think what I love about them so much, hi Cynthia, Cindy, no worries. It's because their hair. I love their little stringy hair, especially this girl, right? Don't we sometimes feel like that our hair just looks like so stringy? Anyway, I just love that little, it's very kind of freehand and just very like a fun look. So I'm going to go with this gal who looks like she's just lovely. She's having fun. Looks like she's going through the flowers. Now, before I put her down though, I need some washi. So I pulled this one out. You guys know I like washi. I mean, well, you know I like washi. You also know I like floral washi a lot. Let's see. And a lot of times when I'm using a floral, I will use a stripe with it. I think we're gonna go with that because I think a stripe balances out a floral very well. If I was making my own washi, I would always have at least 2 in a set. So you would buy 2 in a set, and one would be a floral and one would be a stripe, because I think they just go so well together. And I like to have 2 washi. I always do 2 or 3 washi because I just like to do 2 instead of 1. What is list 2? List 2 is favorite words. So that is good. And you guys know I've been on a yellow kick for a long time. A long, long time. Now her blue is a little bit different than that, but that's okay because I'm not going to spend 8 hours looking through my washi, because really I could, I think, spend 8 hours looking through my washi. But what I may do is I'm going to come in with this one. This is one. So this came from the Fresh Bouquet washi on my website. This one also came from that. And I think what's going to help, because the blue is a little bit off, I think if I come in with some white and black, and the white and black, if I can get that off, will break up a little bit of that blue, but then it will also go really well, because look how well that goes. She has a lot of white and black. There's a lot of white and black on her sticker. So, and you guys know how I feel about word strips. I use them on everything. So to me, this is just like even a better word strip, because it is not a sticker, it's a washi. Oopsie. All right, so now she can go right there, but I think her little legs need to be covered maybe. Yeah. Cover her little legs up, because then it's just a little bit more fun. Just a little bit more whimsical. I think, no, I'm gonna have to cut off her bun. I'm gonna have to cut off part of her bun, because it's going to cause a problem in the little center of my insert there, but it's okay. Now, get my tweezers. Okay, I think that'll be okay. Okay, one of your words had to be squirrel, Ruth. How well do you know me? I know, isn't that cute? How well do you know me? Okay, so favorite words. Now, I have not really thought about a title and how I'm going to do a title. Let's take a look at, see, when I told you guys I was still all packed up. This is, if you watched last video, then this was kind of the package of stickers I would normally take with me. I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see. Numbers, letters, word strip stickers, some label stickers. So let's see. What I really, really want, that yellow is not right. I know I have another sticker tablet that has the right yellow. It's in the bold stickers, and I don't know where the bold stickers are. Okay. If anyone needs to use the restroom, or if anyone needs to grab a drink, and I know I tell you never to do this. I'm like, use what you have. Don't get all tied up, but this is a do what I say, not what I do. I'm going to run downstairs and grab my bold sticker tablet because I want the right yellow. So I'll be right back. Just pretend it's like the time that IKEA came to the door. This is what I would say. Mom, if you're on, tell a joke. Okay, I'm back. So, as I'm running up the stairs, I think to myself, oh yeah, that's why I don't run up the stairs and run down the stairs when I'm filming a live video, because I get out of breath. This is the one I wanted. I knew right away that yellow and it just wasn't going to cut it. Even if I said, you guys, I'm just going to tell you this straight up. Even if I had said, oh gosh, that other yellow is close enough, I guarantee you when the video was over, I would have changed the letters. So might as well get them now. Okay. So, the yellow. Yeah. I'm so glad I did that because that is definitely what I need. I think we're going to use the big letters. So, hang on. I have to put some things away here because it's getting too messy. I'm going to use the big letters and I'm going to use gonna. That's the worst thing. You guys, we're going to have a list in the future, pet peeves. And that will probably be I could fill a whole insert, a whole traveler's notebook with pet peeves. Gonna is one of them. Hola, okay, Fiorelli Scrap. You have to tell me where you're from. Yeah, Carla, we're all the same, I think. Oh, kombucha, right? That's a good word. I'm just looking because I missed some things. I know kombucha scares me because it's like fermented something. So I've never tried it. Okay, off track. I'm off track. So let's get my things here. And words, 1, 2, WORDS, 5 letters. Okay, so then I want my R to be in the center. Any of you that have kids or grandkids, especially now, kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, if you watch kids, whatever it is, if you have any kind of kids in your life, listing is really good for kids. And it is a great thing, I think, to help keep them busy. Actually, I don't want that yet. I need the O first. It's a great thing to keep them busy. And it is, I think it's something fun for them. So you could say to them, you could sit down and say, hey, get out a piece of paper. We're going to make a list of our favorite words. Or if you have a traveler's notebook insert, or if you have a notebook or something like that that you want to give the child, and say, hey, let's just write some things down. So favorite words. I think you'd have a lot of fun with a child, having them write down what their favorite words are, or their favorite flowers, or their favorite toy, or their favorite cartoons, or whatever it is. But I think it's good because it gets kids in the habit of writing, and it gets them in the habit of thinking, and it also a little bit is kind of a little bit of a, I know this word, memory keeping, right? They're documenting, and I think that's like an intro to almost like storytelling, telling stories about their lives. So that could, I think, be a really fun thing, especially, with everything that's going on and kids are bored, and especially if you have kids that like to spend any kids in your life. I mean, they don't have to be yours if you don't have kids. Just getting them to be creative, and you just throw some stickers at them. But to be creative, and also for their minds to kind of be creative. I think if you sat a child down and said, write down your favorite words, you'd probably get some really funny ones. And then if you took it a step further and asked them, why is that your favorite word? What is it about that word that you like that, I think it'd just be kind of a good exercise. I'd love to do that with my 22-year-old and 19-year-old. Yeah, fart, butt, yuck, exactly, right? But you know what? It'd be fun for them, because a lot of times those words, kids are like, oh, that's it. They kind of giggle and, oh, that's funny. Yeah. Okay, favorite words. Favorite words. All right. And I have a lot here. And my words are a little unusual sometimes. Oh, someone's at my door. Oh, well, sorry. I won't get the door. I had to get the door when it was IKEA. All right. So, and then usually they can hear me in here. Mom, there you are. My mom's here. If I get I won't get the door, but I can't see because I don't have my I'm using my phone, so I can't see who's at the door. All right, favorite words. And I need to kind of think about how I'm going to organize this. Because I think what we'll have them date their lists. Exactly, Karen, because dating their lists. Like when I said I had looked back and I was looking through my Lister's Got a List book before for design ideas, and I came across the favorite words. And it's interesting to see, over time how things change. So I think for kids, that would be really fun. Yeah, help. Yeah. Okay, favorite words. So this may just kind of be like I think this is going to be one long run on, and I'm just basically going to almost fill all this up. Which means that I will probably keep going after we're done. Because I came up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 so far. Actually, hang on. Before I start writing, I just remembered that I wanted to use those because I'm going to try something, you guys, and I'm turning around because I'm looking for an ink. You know that I normally only use black ink. And I don't want to use black ink there. It's just going to be too much, I think. So I'm pulling out some different colors of ink that I have. They're pretty sparse because, like I said, I don't really use colored ink. And anything that I have here could be, no, that won't work, really old. So I don't even know if it'll work. But we're going to see, okay? We're going to play together and we're going to see. You guys, I said it again. Oh, said it again. All right, let's take this, my little scratch paper, and my stamping block. And this is from, these stamps are, I think, Slice of Life. I have linked these. And the reason I brought these in, I loved the hearts, love the camera. And then this thank you, I'm always looking for a good thank you stamp to do a thank you note or a thank you tag if we go over to a little friend's house or something like that for a little hostess gift or. Well, look at that. I promise you, that was not planned. That is the color. That French ultramarine, look at that, you guys. I mean, could not be a more perfect match for her dress if I tried. Yep, look at Evalicious Crafts. Exactly. It was that one, right? It wasn't this one. Yeah, I think it was that one. All right. We don't even need to try those. I had my trusty black ink out over here just in case. So now I need to decide where I'm going to put that. Now I'm nervous. Okay, what did I do with my, oh, I didn't get it out. All right, so I normally have my stamping block. I'm gonna grab it because my other stamping block. I think that I might have a problem when I go to stamp there, so hang on. Again, it's in my packed bag for when I head out of town. This guy. I think I linked that as well, but it works obviously as a stamping block, but then I like to do this. I will put it under the page that I want to stamp on so that I'm not going to have any issues with the image not stamping right because it's running, it's up against something that's behind it. You guys know what I mean there. You know exactly what I mean. It's just hard to say that. Okay, hang on. Now I want to make sure I put this where I want it because I don't want to put it right here because then I've got these two things here and then it's stacked and it's off balance. So I think I want to put it over here. Just have to make sure I'm going to like that. And if I don't, then guess what? Oh well, right? Oh well. It's only a list, right? It's only a list. Okay. I can't believe how well that goes together. All right, that works. That works. And I may come back later and add some more. We'll see. We shall see. All right. one of these days, I'm gonna make myself use more colored ink. Put that back. All right, so yeah, I'll have to do something else with that. I know, I can tell already, but that's okay. I'll do it later. Put this guy back. I have to put that back now because if I don't, then later they'll find that on the bottom of my foot or something, right? That's what happens. Okay, so favorite words. Favorite hashtags. Ooh, that would be another. Okay, you guys, keep them coming with your list. Remember? Yep, pet peeves is a good one. Keep them coming with your list because then when we are done, I will come back through and I will read everything and I will start getting ideas for more lists. And I will share list prompts ahead of time. Okay, so favorite words. Oh, here's the other thing too, you guys, before I get back to this. Make sure that you are signed up for my emails because if you're not signed up for my emails, that is how I will be sending out every Thursday or every Friday what our prompts are for the next listing session. So you want to make sure to do that. Other thing really quick I'll mention. If double check your spam or junk filter. If you've signed up for my emails, I usually send out 1 or 2 a week. So if you're not getting my emails, double check your spam or junk filter because for some reason, sometimes they end up there. Okay, favorite words. Here we go. Yippee. I say yippee a lot. And I can already see that when I am writing, and you guys can't see, but I could feel it, I'm running into right here what's under it. While I turn the page, I also want to show you. So depending on what kind of ink that you use, the inserts that I use are pretty thick. The paper's pretty thick, but depending on the ink, sometimes you will get some shadowing like that. And I'm not worried about that at all because on this side, that's when I said I'm going to do a photo here. Just kind of be aware when you are stamping in your traveler's notebooks, especially if you've already done this page. If I had already done this page and I had just written a list directly on this page, I probably would not want to stamp on the opposite side. In that case, if I wanted to stamp here, I would probably do something like this, where I put a piece of pattern paper down first and then stamp. So just kind of be aware of that because there really isn't a way to fix that other than trying to put a big sticker or something like this over it. And it's not bad. I mean, they're just little faint hearts, so it wouldn't be bad, but just kind of when you're stamping in your traveler's notebook, something to be aware of. Okay. Next one. You're going to start to see a theme here. It makes me sound like I'm probably an 80-year-old woman. Shenanigans. That just kind of, I just love that word, shenanigans. It just sounds like such a fun, it just reminds me of, I don't even know the era. Oh, we're getting into some shenanigans. Okay, shenanigans. This is another word I've always loved, swoon. That's probably the romantic in me, just that swoon. And it reminds me of like young love or first love or not 25 years married love. Although that's not true. My husband will sometimes do things that make me swoon, and I love that. Just swoon is just I love that word. Now here's another thing, you guys. You could, as you're listing, so maybe here I might have a favorite words list, just kind of a run on, but over here, maybe I decide to do a little bit of journaling or tell a little story about why these are some of my favorite words. Like I might say, swoon, why is that a favorite word? Or if there's a little story behind that or something that reminds me. So your list could actually take on a lot more depth to them if you want to, if you want to add a little bit of the background or a little bit of the backstory next to your list. That could kind of be fun. Swoon. Oh, this one too. I tell you guys, nifty. Nifty's just a good word. It's just a nifty word. Nifty word. Now, I know what's next in my list that I had made ahead of time. And you guys, just so you know, this is that's what my list ahead of time is. It's nothing fancy, but when if we're doing a live, I've learned, I have to think of some of the things on my list ahead of time or else I don't get stage fright, but I just sit here and go, what was my favorite? What? I don't remember. So I do a little bit ahead of time, but I know what was next on my list won't fit right there. There's not enough room. So I'm going to look down my list. Oh, here we go. Lollygag. Lollygag. I'm sure if my mom is still on, I can pretty much guarantee you I was probably queen of lollygagging when I was a kid. Now that just gave me kind of another fun idea that you could do over here. So instead of telling the stories, you could also maybe write the definitions of some of these words, right? Because I guarantee you, if Sam were here and I said, lollygag, he might be like, Mom, what does that even mean? So it could kind of be fun to, yes, wine. Yep. It would kind of be fun to, define some of them. You could define them and also tell why they're your favorite. Okay. And I don't know why this one. Aficionado. It's just a good, like an expert, an aficionado. Mama. Oh, yes. Now, what's interesting, and I think this is kind of different parts of the country, Debbie. Mama is kind of like roly-poly. Now, some of you guys know what I mean by that, because some of you guys, when I say roly-poly, you know exactly what that little bug is. And some of you are like, I don't even know what that means. And then some of you are like, well, yeah, but it's not a roly-poly, it's a potato bug. Mama, the way that you spell mama, I think is different parts of the country. M-A-M-A, M-O-M-M-A, mommy. I've always loved the word mommy just because I think pill bug. Exactly, right? So isn't it interesting how different sayings and different like little cliches and different spellings kind of where you live, different parts of the country. You know what? And it wasn't on my list, but I'm going to write it because mommy, I love that version of the word. Mommy is whenever Sam still every once in a while will call me mommy. And oh my gosh, that makes me swoon. I love that. Okay, mommy. What else? I need a short one. I need a little short one, but that's okay. I'll come back and find a short one. Naughty. Oh, you know what? I know. I'm going to add this because I do like the word, even though it's 2 words, roly-poly. Roly-poly. So I think that term for me came from when I lived in Texas. I don't know, Mom, if you're still on, you may remember. But there's those little gray bugs that roll up in a little ball and they look like they're it looks like almost like a little armadillo or a little shell. But we always call them roly-polies. So I love the word roly-poly. Oh my gosh, little cinnamon sugar treats. That's funny. Okay, yeah, don't eat the little gray bug version of the roly-poly. Oh, you know what else? Okay, this is going to be weird. And this is where I think I need to write the story. So Mariana, pill bugs, it all depends on what part of the country you're from, I've learned. So pill bugs, roly-polies, potato bugs, different, all the same bug in most cases, I think, just different names. Okay, this is going to be a weird one. And this is where I would need to tell a story over here. So I might do that. Weeble. Now, not weevil, not a weevil, not like the little things that come in flour. Well, hopefully they don't come in your flour. Weeble. When I was a little girl, there were little toys. They were called Weeble Wobbles. And we always called them Weebles. So maybe I should say Weebles. We always called them Weebles. The little Weeble Wobbles that were they were kind of shaped like an egg, but they were flat on the bottom. And you could like do this and push them over, then they'd pop back up. Weeble Wobbles, Weebles. I think a lot of times, you guys, when we have like favorite words or favorite sayings or favorite foods or favorite smells, it's because they bring back a memory for us, right? So some of these words, and they don't fall down. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. That was a commercial. There we go, Debbie. Look at everybody. I love that. Okay, I'm not the only one. Karen and Debbie and Kathy. Yeah, lots of people. Oh my gosh, Lori, and you said it way earlier. I'm just starting to see. That's funny. Water fountain or bubbler? Oh, yeah. So sometimes, you guys, when I'm teaching in person and I will talk about, I'll say something and people will be like, what is that? And then while people are working, I'll get off on a tangent and I start asking these questions. Do you call it soda or do you call it pop? Oh, you call it pop. Where do you live? Where did you grow up? And it's so interesting that, like I said, different parts of the country, people just call things, different names. And yes, Karen, it does show our age. Being 30, it gets kind of hard when it starts to show your age at 30, but that's okay. They say 30 is the new, 15. So I'm okay with that. Ha ha ha, right? Okay, so Weebles. Oh, this one, I love this one. Rambunctious. Rambunctious. And that just means kind of like shenanigans, rambunctious. Someone that is very rambunctious might get into all kinds of shenanigans. Okay, this is another one, and this is not the artist or the singer. This is the word. Ludicrous. That's when something is like so just off the wall. It's just ludicrous. I mean, that's just ludicrous. How could you pay $300 for a pen? That's just ludicrous, right? Okay, the next one. This will be an interesting one, you guys, because I think this will be one that will be a word that, depending on what part of the country that you live in or where you grew up, it's going to be one of these two versions. Either cattywampus or skittywampus, okay? Cattywampus or skittywampus. And I think, who knows how to spell that? Cattywampus. Cattywampus is when things are like this. That's cattywampus. It's just off. It's off center. Cattywampus. That's what oh yeah, Karen, I'm adding that now. I'm adding your cray cray for sure. Carry corner, kitty corner. Kitty corner, catty corner. Yes, kitty corner or catty corner. But Debbie, I've never heard carry corner. Ludicrous. Elizabeth. So I would not even known who that was. That's funny. Hoagie. Beth, like the sandwich. And here's another thing. We talk about words, you guys, different parts of the country. Hoagies or subs or submarines or sandwich or, what else do we call those kind of things on a long roll? Catty corner. Yvonne, which one haven't you heard from? Listening to Lael and reading what you are writing is like a different language, right? I know, Ruth. Difference in word pronunciation. Yes, especially in Canada. Because there are, Canada and the UK, that's different because their words sound different anyway. But even in spellings like color, in the US, it's OR, and in Canada and England and Australia, OUR. Karen, I like that. Nope, it's kitty corner. And you are very clear. Yeah, no, you guys are wrong. It's kitty corner. That's funny. You didn't say you were wrong, but discombobulated. I love that one too. See, you guys, this is what's fun. So that's also going on my list. Discombobulated. And that's, again, where things are just all like out of order again. There's lots of out of orders. Okay, I know. Oh, yeah. Cray cray. We like that one too. Cray cray. Cray cray is if you're a little nuts. Little cray cray. Like me, huh? Okay. Let's see. I'm going back to my list now because I've been jumping all over. Oh, I like this one too. Gibberish. Gibberish. Just a bunch of gibberish, right? A lot of this is just a bunch of gibberish. Malarkey. Malarkey. So malarkey is just like a bunch of, oh gosh, isn't this funny? Like a bunch of BS. Malarkey. Oh my gosh, Anne, I don't even know how to say that word. I can't even try to pronounce it. I don't even know. And you know what? I learned this. Kerblooey. There's something there, Mom, but what is it? Kerblooey. There's something there. Anyhow, it's Kerblooey. Bunch of hooey. Langyap. Bull malarkey. You have to be, Lania. Okay. I'm totally sidetracked. Okay. Malarkey. Oh, this one. Brouhaha. Isn't it interesting that these are all kind of shenanigans and brouhaha and gibberish, and they're all kind of, yeah, brouhaha. I love that one too. And that's going to take us into this one. Kerflooey. There we go. Not kerbluey, kerflooey. I knew, oh, kerplunked. That's a good one too. Now, this would be another fun list to do favorite words. If you did an A to Z and you had to, if you said, this is my favorite A word, B word, C word, D word, that could kind of be fun too. Oh, lingo. So lingo. Lingo, I like. Lingo reminds me of Chuck Woolery, because I think that there was a game show that he had called Lingo or something like that. Chuck Woolery. Oh my gosh. Now I'm really, oh yeah. Okay. Hanky panky. Chuck Woolery. I am dating myself now so much. You guys, what the dating game? No, not the dating game. What did love connection, love connection. Chuck Woolery. Oh heavens. That would be another fun list. Like favorite game shows. You know what? That's the one that I love. I love game shows. So I'm going to write that down. I have to write that down really quick or I won't remember. Game shows. Okay, good. All right, hanky panky. Oh, well, what else did I have? Oh, yeah, this is another good one. I keep saying that with all of them. Nincompoop. Nincompoop. A little kid would like that because it has that word at the end. Was he the original Wheel of Fortune host? I don't know. Heck. Oh, yeah, Melissa. So heck is a very much in Utah, that is a big word. Very much a big word. Oh my heck. Oh my heck. Oh my heck. Because that's what people say instead of oh my hell. Or oh my God, or oh my heck and oh my gosh. Big in Utah. Yeah, Melissa, when the date went badly, I know. Okay, let's see. We'll be back in 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we're doing one. We probably won't do it today. I don't know. We'll see. Favorite game shows. Totally have to go there. Kendra, you called a boy that in the 3rd grade and the principal. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, heck yeah. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. So that sounds like a Boston thing or a Boston or a South thing. So Michelle, favorite phrases. I have that one on my list for us to talk about, favorite phrases. Okay, here's another one. Bamboozle. Let's see. What did I get? Gibberish. I have that one. Malarkey, brouhaha, nincompoop, bamboozle. Chatterbox. There is one more, and this goes back to, it won't fit over here, so I'm going to do it over here. This goes back to how words are pronounced differently in different parts of the country or different parts of the world. I have traveled a lot in my life. My dad was in the Navy. We traveled all over. It was very, I said that we lived in Japan for 3 years, so that we traveled all over Asia when I was a little kid. And then I've always traveled. I was in software for years. I worked for AT&T for years, and then teaching scrapbooking and all that. I've traveled a lot of times. Long, amazing places. A number of years ago, I was in Australia, and I was teaching in Australia. And one of the words there, that Frankenplant. Oh, I know what that is, Debbie. I know what that is. Where you take like 2 different planners and you mash them up to work for you, I think. In fact, I know that Rachel, if you're still on, I know Rachel's done a lot of Frankenplanners. Anyhow, so Australia. The word that I loved in Australia, because of the way it was pronounced, I'll spell it, ALUMINUM, aluminum. So we call it aluminum foil, or we call it tin foil, right? Well, in Australia, they don't pronounce it. We might call it aluminum foil, but probably not. They call it aluminium. And I loved that, aluminium. it just sounds like such aluminium. It just sounds so much more like elegant and fancy. Okay, so that was aluminium. Reynolds wrap. Yes, right? Aluminium. Yes, Karen. Reynolds wrap. So, now this is going to be a total tangent. This is my friend Vicky Booten and I get into these little discussions all of the time because she is Canadian, born and raised in Canada. And we call things different names than you do that are in Canada. One of them is macaroni and cheese. We call it macaroni and cheese. In the US, I think most of us call it macaroni and cheese. In Canada, it's called Kraft Dinner, right? Kraft Dinner is, a lot of different companies make macaroni and cheese, but Kraft is a big one, and they call it Kraft Dinner. And on the box, if I remember right, it says Kraft Dinner. It doesn't say macaroni and cheese. It says Kraft Dinner. That and Chesterfield for a sofa. We go through the pop and the soda and all those things, but serviettes. Yes, serviettes. French, I think, right? French for napkins. All right, Sheboygan. That's a good, I like that one. Okay, I'm writing that down. And I just like the sound of that word, Sheboygan. Sheboygan. Okay, so, sneakers or tennis shoes? So, tennis shoes. Not sneakers. Even though, I know what. Okay, I just had another idea for a list, you guys. Let me just write this one down. Wouldn't it be fun if we did a list that is this or that? Like we have a this or that list, and I'll come up with some this or that's like pop or soda. And then you write the two down, and then you circle which one, or you use a different word sticker for the one that you call it or something like that. I think that could be fun. So we're going to do a this or that. And then we'll have a sneakers, shoes. We'll have pop or soda. We'll have roly-poly. Anyhow, those are just some fun ideas. I think that could be a fun list too. All right. So, Sheboygan. I just love that. Okay, you guys. So that is going to be the end right now of my second list. And I think what I might do again, I think I'm going to do a little bit more work over here, where I may define some of these words. Skivvies. Oh my gosh. Okay. Debbie, skivvies, that's my father. That is, and I love that word now that you said that. And in fact, because he brought it up the other day. So my dad, Navy, and that is what that's what they called them in the Navy. They were your skivvies. And he was telling me about that when he was on the aircraft carrier, that you would never call them your underwear. They were skivvies. Oh, okay. But you know what? So you guys, here's this sanitary belt. So I also have on my list of lists, you guys, and we'll do this another time, our least favorite words. And that would be a whole other one, because sanitary belt would have to be like least favorite word. But we'll do one like that too. Panties. I know, panties. I've always called them underwear. Or my kids, kind of the men in our house, so the boys and my husband, we've always just called them boxers. No matter what they are, they're boxers, because that's what they always have worn. So they're just boxers for any kind of underwear. Flip-flops or thongs. Okay, so here we go. Kendra, hat or toboggan, hat or toque. And toque is definitely a Canadian word, not a word that we generally use here in the US, right? Okay. Flip-flops or thongs. I'm writing that down too. I think flip-flops or thongs definitely depends on your age. Because when I was a kid, we used to call them thongs, and now thongs mean something totally different, right? Thongs are underwear. Knickers. Oh, that's cute too. Knickers. All right. So you guys, what I love about this, and I think I've talked a lot in the past about listing, and listing for me has always been twofold. One is that I've always been a lister, a functional lister. So I have always made lists for everything. I always have a list running, or many lists running, of different things that I need to remember or to do, or things I want to make, or anything like that. So they've always been very functional. But for me, the other part about listing that lists that I love is this. Even if I was doing this by myself and I was making a list of my favorite words, as I was thinking about them and writing them down, all kinds of memories are running through my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, skivvies. I remember my dad because the Navy. There are all of these stories that are in us that we don't really think about sometimes, or we may never talk about. They never come out. This, I've always hoped with my lists. And, one day that I sit down with the boys, or I sit down with Nick, or I sit down with grandkids, if I ever have grandkids or something like that, and go through some of these lists, because they're just a great form of telling a story, and it makes, I think, people talk, and it also brings people closer together, I think. So as we're all talking about these different things, talking about tighty-whities or boxers or knickerbockers or knickers or, roly-polies or whatever, it just, it kind of sets all the barriers aside. And even though lots of us don't know each other, now we have something to talk about. So next time you go to a party and you're standing next to someone and you don't know what to say, look at them and go, roly-poly or potato bug. And they'll probably look at you like you have two heads, but then they might chuckle and go, oh my gosh, why did you say that? And well, when I was growing up, it's kind of a fun icebreaker. All right, so I'm going to do more work over here later. I think I may do a combination of definitions, and then also do a combination of, excuse me, I'm getting a frog in my throat. I have to have some coffee. A combination of definitions, and then I think a combination of stories on a few of these words. So probably what I would do to do that, I would come back to some of my stickers here, some of my letter stickers, and I think I would try to find like a color that I think like this one would work. Let me just open this up. Hang on. So probably what I would do here, I would take this smaller word or the smaller stickers, and then I might put a word here, spell it out with stickers, and then do some journaling, and then another word and some journaling, and then add a few, stickers kind of mixed in. But I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay, let's see number 3. Let me check and see what time it is. 11:41. Okay, an hour and 45 minutes. Now, you guys know that I really could sit here and we could, although this one would be harder to do because I've got to do the photos. But I really could sit here and just keep doing this all day with you guys, but I won't. Although Nick is at a golf, Sam's working. He's helping some friends. Some of our friends. They've hired him to do some odd jobs for them around the house. And then Nick is golfing all day. So I really could sit here and just do this all day. Oh, Capri clam diggers. Oh my gosh, seriously, right? Ooh, geocaching. That's a good word. Ketchup or catsup? Ketchup. Pajamas or you guys, I love this. So fun. Okay. All right. Next list. Next list is, I have to turn my my little list before the list over. Oh, I didn't drink any coffee yet. All right. Next one. And this next one is kind of a little bit of a tie-in to last week. Last week we talked about traveling, and this one I want to talk about favorite things about traveling. And so it doesn't really matter where you travel. You don't have to travel internationally. You don't have to travel to a foreign country. You don't have to travel to a different state. This could be galoshes. Oh my gosh, that's going on. And I just happened to catch some of these. Galoshes. I love galoshes. Well, galoshes. Yeah. Rubber boots, right? Rain boots. Sandwich. Oh my heavens. I've never heard sandwich. Sandwich. Actually, sandwich. It's funny. There's a town in Utah called Panguitch, but it's not spelled that way. Anyhow. Okay. Travel. Yes. So, favorite things about traveling. And like I said, this could be, it doesn't matter where you travel. You could literally be traveling to Costco And what do you like about traveling? What do you like about being in the car? What do you like about driving? What do you like about, maybe you ride the bus, or maybe you ride the, what is this little thing? What do we have? The public transit that here, it's like a monorail, but it's not a monorail. Man, goulash. That's a good one too. I love that word. I don't like to eat it, but I like the sound of it. Goulash. Hungarian goulash. Okay. Yes. Favorite things about traveling. So on this one, I thought I would do, this is, you guys know, this one over here, this is kind of like my, my favorite, well, my favorite, it's not my favorite, it's just my go-to. I do something, a sticker here, title, but I want to do something a little bit different again, so we can get a better idea for different types of layouts for designs that we might want to do on our list. So this one we're going to do, hang on. Oh, we're good. I thought about something for a second. Okay, let me take a drink. I get so sidetracked so easily. But that is exactly what would happen if we were all here sitting together. We were all in a big hotel ballroom. And we were all chit-chatting. We would, well, that's how I would be. I'd be getting off track, and I'd be getting off on tangents, all kinds of things. Okay. So that is when, oh, this one, I'm using those Wander stickers. So Wander stickers, if you missed the beginning, I was briefly talking about this list, and somebody said, oh my gosh, where did those stickers come from? These stickers came from this sticker sheet that I'm using, and this is from the Wander collection from my friend Vicki Booten, and I have linked these stickers on my website as well. So, and they're travel themed. So I thought, well, that'd be good to pull some of those out. Oh, I know. Okay, let me back up. What I was saying here was that I was going to do a different kind of a bit of a different format for this list as well. So what I want to do is I want to put a piece of pattern paper down again. But where did that 6x8 pad go that I had when I was showing you the, oh, here it is. Okay. And I should be able to find something in here, because I'm going to, I'm not going to put the whole paper down here. I'm going to make kind of a smaller version, a little smaller piece, and then I'm going to put a card on top of that, I think. We'll see. I don't know. Know if I'm going to have enough room if I do it that way. I'm going to just look at, no, that one won't work. No, don't want that. Okay, let's just see. Let's see what we have. Okay, I think I'm going to totally go a different route. Okay, this, I like this because I like all the lines here, and I like the numbers. So we're going to use this guy. And I really like that, the top of that. So the top of that is this. So as I see those two together, I'm pulling out both of these because there is a lot of, in this sticker sheet, there's a lot kind of that teal, and there's also a little bit of pink. So I think both of those will work well. All right, so this guy, let me get out actually, I'm going to get out, no, I'll just get out the big one. The smaller one's across the room, so I don't think I need that anymore. Hopefully that doesn't fall down and make a big noise. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be my background. So we'll trim that down. Because it's 8, and it's normally 8 1/4, this is, would normally be 4 3/4. So let's try that. So what I just did, yeah, 4 3/4. All right, what I just did, a little bit of math, because the 6x8 pad is only 8 inches tall and my insert is 8.25, that means I'm automatically trimming it down. Well, it's already trimmed down for me by 1/4 inch. So then I came in and trimmed the width to 4 3/4 because this is normally 5. So I wanted to make sure I kind of had that 1/2 inch border all the way around. I am going to go in and do this. I'm going to round the upper and lower left corners because even though I'm not adhering it directly to the page, it is so, the margin is so thin that I think it would bug me if I left it square. Well, I didn't leave the other one square, but anyhow. So we're gonna put this down. So if you are struggling, and I know sometimes we struggle when we're trying to come up with a look for our lists, like a design. Start with something you like. So in this case, I started out with this and I really let this kind of drive my colors of the different things I was going to do. So that blue or that kind of teal is really prominent when you start to look at this sheet. You see there's quite a bit of that teal. So I let this that I know I want to use drive what I'm using there. And then this just speaks to me so much because of the lines and then the pink. I love pink. So that we're going to trim down. If this, okay, let me do a little bit of math, but I think I want it to be smaller. This was 8 by 4 3/4. So if I do 7.5 by 4 1/4, let's try that. Ooh, math. Okay. Seven and a half by 4 3/4. And here's the thing. No, 4 1/4, not 4 3/4. 4 1/4. Right? Okay. If it's still too big, I can continue to trim it down, right? But if it's too small, there's nothing I can do. And I like that. Now, too round or not too round? Okay, we'll round. Why not? Just looking to see. Okay. There we go. All right. A double layered list. I went a totally different route than I was planning, you guys. What I had started to say earlier was that I was going to use a piece of pattern paper. I'll show you what I was going to do. Let me see if I can find it in here. No. This poor thing. The pages are now falling out. It's well loved. Anyway, I don't know where it is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I was going to do. But it's just different. And I guess the point I want to make with that is it's okay to have a plan and then change your plan, right? You do you. You guys know that. That's definitely when we do a favorite sayings list, that will be probably at the top of my list. You do you. And if you want to change you, then change it, right? Okay, there we go. So this one is favorite things about traveling. So I need to figure out where I'm going to. I like this. I'm not lost, I'm exploring. We're going to put that right there. Now, where to put my title. Title. No, totally different style. Well, I'm not sure, you guys. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that title. So we're just going to put it right here. Favorite things about traveling. And there are, let me see if I can make this work. This little thing right here. I like this little like paper airplane that is pointing. I'm just going to kind of set it right there for a sec. It may be there. I don't know. It may not. We'll just leave it and then we'll see what happens. Okay. Favorite things about traveling. Now I need some things down here on the bottom. Geocaching. That sounds like so much fun to me. Geocaching. And I've never done that, but I think that sounds really fun. Let me look at this one. Okay, I'm really going all in with this teal and pink theme. That's okay. Okay, there's that. No, that doesn't work though. The reason that didn't work for me, we have a lot of text on there and then that's double text, so that's not going to work. So that may just stay right like it is. It may just be by itself, even though I normally I do 2 washies, but we may just go with that. Okay. Favorite things about traveling. Probably number 1. Oh, you know what? Okay. I think, numbers. So hang on. In the stack that's going to fall over surely any minute. So this is funny, you guys. I keep opening these because I have been, if you saw my craft room right now, it would be, it's crazy. It's a crazy mess because I'm doing a lot of organizing, trying. But in one of my little IKEA shelves, I had a little drawer thing that had 3 little drawers in it. And that little drawer thing had all of my sticker books like this in it. And honestly, I have no freaking idea where it is. And you guys, it's probably like this big by this big. So it's not like it's under a piece of paper or something. So anyhow, I've had to open up all new sticker books, but that's okay because I know I'll use them. All right, so I need some numbers. Let's go with... Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to change. I want to use... I want some black. There's too much color going on. Chartreuse. Okay, somebody said chartreuse. Chartreuse is, I love, that just reminded me, I love that word. That needs to go on my list. In fact, I'm going to just really quick squirrel and come over here. Oh, duh, squirrel is another one. So I'll add both of those while I'm here. And you know what else that reminded me too? Squirrel. And charcuterie. Love me a charcuterie. Bread or cheese and fruit and like salami or meat or whatever. Platter. Love charcuterie, but it's a good word too. Charcuterie. Okay. So I want to come in and I want some black numbers because I need to balance some things out a little bit here. There's a lot of color going on, but that chartreuse, that's fun. I like chartreuse. Even though I have numbers over here, because I think originally I thought that those numbers would work, but they're not going to work because I need something else. It'll be too plain. Favorite things about traveling? The food. Love the food. Trying different food in lots of different places. Although, in fact, you know what? This is turning into a very graphic. Lots of graphic here. Totally different though, right? You guys, this style, totally different from this one. And that's okay. We can use different products. We can use different styles, whatever appeals to us. But the food traveling, oh my gosh. Except I will tell you, as many times as we've been to Mexico, as much as I love going to Mexico, as much as I love chips and salsa and margaritas, The only meat I will eat when I'm in Mexico, camarones, shrimp. That is the only meat I will eat in Mexico. I just have a mental thing about that. So, but I love trying out different foods from different places, as long as the food's not too exotic. Because I can't do exotic food. So I guess caveat. There needs to be like, ooh, that's another one. I love that word, caveat. Okay, here we go. The food. So number 2, and this is, well, and this is in no particular order. I should probably do a little thing that says in no, oops. That's why I use tweezers. If you've ever wondered why I use tweezers, that was totally crooked. And then with tweezers, I can place and make sure that things are straight. Okay, hands down, and this is literally from the second that you walk into the airport, if you're on a plane, to while you're on the plane, to when you get off the plane, to when you're airport, the hotel, anywhere. And this is the people watching. Oh my gosh. Sometimes, I don't know, I love people watching, and I love like make up stories about them, and you know, in my head about who they are and where they're going and why they're doing what they are, or why they're dressed the way they are, or why they're, anyway, I love people watching. That's a good way to pass the time. Yeah, you definitely see some interesting people when you travel. Interesting, not bad, not a bad thing. Oh, did you, Melissa? Yeah, people watching, so good. Oh, evilicious. You know, so I need to know how to pronounce that word. I don't know. Here's the next one, exploring. Just kind of, sometimes not even having a plan. Now, don't get me wrong. I have to have a plan. I'm not one of those people that could just show up and not have a hotel reservation. I'm a planner. I'm definitely a planner. So, but the exploring, just kind of maybe not having a plan for the day. You're going out and you're just exploring and seeing what you find. And yes, exploring. So number 4. This is a good way too, you guys. Once, you know, you have sticker sheets that, let's say you have sticker sheets or you have die cut packs or whatever that you work with, and you start to get towards the end of them and you're like, oh, what am I going to do with these? That's an interesting center of that 4. That's bizarre. What am I going to do with these leftovers? And I definitely end up with some of those, right? You only have a couple of stickers left. Put together a list and just pull out some of those random stickers and use them. Or if you are listing with kids, that's a great, give them some of those, stickers, you know, random stickers to play with. What are we saying? Planning, seeing, meeting new people. Quesadilla. Okay, Mariana, I'm sure you're going to tell us you had a quesadilla without cheese somewhere, huh? So it's interesting. I also had meeting new people on my list. So I'm going to wait. We'll see. Because I also have people watching. We'll see how many I get through. So this one is a huge one for me, you guys. A huge one. Unplugging. And that doesn't always happen. It depends. Well, actually, even when I'm like traveling and teaching, I'm still unplugging at the end of the day because I'm in a hotel and I can't really do any work. So that is unplugging for me, especially if I'm traveling for pleasure. Unplugging is huge. And if I can be on a trip where I don't necessarily have access to the internet or Wi-Fi, that is like amazing, because especially these days, it's hard to unplug. It's hard to escape because pretty much everywhere you go, you have that device or your computer or your tablet or whatever. And I am not one that can easily set that down. This is an interesting one. And I think part of this depends on where you travel. And this could even be in your own town. And this one for me is perspective. I always come back with kind of a renewed, sense of perspective when I travel. And that could be perspective in a lot of different meanings. When I travel to Mexico, you definitely get a perspective because that country is, for the most part, a much poorer country than the US. And so you get a perspective there of how things are in different country. When I traveled to South Africa, definitely perspective there, and perspective from a couple of different angles. Perspective from the financial situation of a lot of South Africa, but also the perspective of racism and a lot of that in South Africa that definitely still exists. So just different perspective in general. This is this is kind of a given, but I'll have it on my list anyway. And it is sightseeing. I love to sightsee. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love to go off the beaten path sometimes, but a lot of times if I'm going somewhere that's known for something, I want to see it, right? I want to see it. One of my favorite trips that I have ever been on. When the kids were, I want to say probably maybe 6 and 3, when the boys were 6 and 3, my sister, well, she's back living there again, but was living in South Dakota. And they lived in Custer. So right outside of Mount Rushmore, right outside of Crazy Horse. And they'd lived there for a couple of years. And she kept saying, why don't you come to South Dakota? Come to South Dakota. Come to South Dakota. So one year we finally said, okay. And I'll never forget, we were driving. And I'm thinking to myself, this is horrible. For our summer vacation, we are going to South Dakota. I mean, who goes to South Dakota on a summer vacation? Summer vacation in my head is the beach or, somewhere tropical. That was one of the best trips that I have ever been on. South Dakota, there was so much to see, and it's so amazing, and it's such beautiful country. So sightseeing. And we did all the touristy things, because for me, that's part of what I want to do when I travel. I like to see all the things, but I also like to go off the beaten path. Let me see if one more is going to fit or not. Kendra, I didn't know that about you and your daughter. That is cool. How did I not know that? I know a little bit. Your son, kind of musician, right? I didn't know that about your daughter. Well, I don't know if he's a musician. I just remember that thing that you posted on on Facebook that I thought was so cool of him singing. That was really neat. Oh, Stephanie, South Dakota. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Seriously, here's the thing. If you've never been to South Dakota, add it to your bucket list, because it's pretty cool. It really is pretty cool. And Vicky, yes, I know that about your daughter. Unicorn. So she gets very odd looks and calls it unicorn sighting. So it is probably because your daughter is a pilot and you don't very often see, it seems like you don't very often see female pilots. And I don't know if that's what you meant. Oh gosh, how could I even forget that? Evilicious, you know me, shopping. And honestly, yes, the shopping. I don't care, even if it is, I'm on a beach in Mexico, and the people walk by with all their wares. I'm like, oh, what is that? What do you have? I also like it when they walk by with the mango, the fresh mango with the chili powder on it. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, okay, so those are my favorite things about traveling. I think I am going to leave this little guy there because it is a good little pointer, since I have this up there, and I want to make sure that we can see the title. So I'm going to come cut this off. And I think I'm going to do this. This needs a little bit more of a prominent so we can see that that's the title. All right. Let me look at my stickers again, because let's see what else we might be able to add over here. Oh, maybe vacation mode. Let's see if that works. No, see, This is something that happens on a lot of my lists, and I don't like it. I end up with lots of white space right here. And it's a little bit harder to fill things in because I don't want there to be like this big column of stickers here. So probably what I will come back and do, I'm probably going to pull out some stamps maybe. Let me look, hang on. Oh, now that I see the camera stamp, I'm taking pictures is another good one that I like to do when I'm traveling. All right, I'm going to end up coming back and I will do some things in here. I just don't know yet. I'm not sure what I want to do. And sometimes things have to percolate a little bit. They have to kind of simmer before they have to simmer. So sometimes I have to walk away from it. And that's something, you guys, you can, if you're working on something, and this is whether you're working on a list or working on really anything, stars, no, I think I could for sure throw some stars in there. I think the stars will end up being a little bit more of an accent. So I need something a little bit bigger to go in here. But it's okay to walk away from things. Sometimes you just need that a little bit of extra time and something that'll pop in your head. And then you're like, yes, that will work. All right, I'm going to, oh gosh, we're past 2 hours. Not that there was a specific time. I'm turning off the lights and I am going to flip the camera. Okay, just make sure I don't hit anything. Flip and rotate. Woo! Looks like I've been drinking. Just because we were crooked, not because I've been drinking. Let me move that out of the way. All right, friends. So that was kind of the first of our new format. Even though it really wasn't a new format, it's something that we have done before in the past. We've done our listing in the past before, but this is going to kind of be our new direction going forward. So there was one thing that I mentioned, I kind of hinted to earlier a couple times. So next weekend, I will be in the Spokane area and I will be teaching at a retreat, but it's a virtual retreat. So I know that sounds funny that why would I go somewhere to teach at a virtual retreat where I could just, my glasses are doing something funny, where I could just be here teaching at a retreat, because if it's virtual, it doesn't matter where I am. I will be heading up to that area to a lake with some friends that we go to usually every year. So I will be doing that a couple of days beforehand and then teaching at the retreat. The retreat is a retreat that normally in person, but virtual, by a store that I teach at a lot called Three Craft Chicks. And wonderful Michelle owns Three Craft Chicks, and her wonderful daughter Lauren is very involved in Three Craft Chicks. So when I am at the retreat, I will be teaching a class about Traveler's Notebooks. And the theme of the retreat is camping. So what I thought it would be really fun to do, and I talked to Michelle about it, next Saturday, same time, so 9 Pacific, and then I'll have to make sure I don't mess up because I will be Pacific time while I'm there. 9 Pacific, next Saturday, so that would be the 18th. We will still do a class. I'm going to do it, you guys, live from the virtual retreat. So I will be in a different place. I'll be in a hotel. I will literally be working on the road. So everything I have with me will be part of kind of what I packed up last week. And we are going to kind of do a little bit of memory keeping. So I will be doing a little bit of work in my traveler's notebook. My coronavirus traveler's notebook. I will also be doing some work in the camp traveler's notebook that is part of what I will be teaching at the retreat. So it'll be just like this. We'll be working together. I will have supplies with me that I'm working with. You guys won't have the kit. The kit will already be done. You guys won't have that, but it will just be kind of going over different ways that we can memory keep in our traveler's notebook. So I will be printing photos as we go. So I won't have any photos printed ahead of time. Well, for the retreat, I won't. Some photos I want to use from the retreat, from my Coronavirus Traveler's Notebook, I will. Anyhow, that is our plan for Saturday the 18th. So even though I said we're going to do several times a month, I didn't originally plan for them to be back to back, but these next two, this week and next week, the 18th, will be back to back. So that will be lots of fun. I leave on Wednesday, so we'll see if I get the email out before then. I probably won't. It'll probably be Thursday or Friday again, but we'll see. So watch for the email with the link and more information about the different materials you might want to have with you if you are going to be playing along. And remember, even something like that, especially if you are newer to memory keeping. I know I always get a lot of questions about memory keeping, and I get a lot of requests to, will you do more memory keeping in a traveler's notebook? So even if you're not going to play along, still watch, because it may give you some ideas or just give you a better idea of how you might do something like that in your traveler's notebook. And here's a hint. Memory keeping doesn't have to include photos. So just as we were talking about some of our lists today, our favorite words list, your memory keeping could just be telling a story about something. You don't even have to have photos. So that is our plan for Saturday, the 18th of July of 2020. I need to say that because, you know, who knows when people will be watching the videos. All right, my friends, I am going to duck under for a second and look at comments. While I am doing that, remember, if you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. That's really important and it really helps me. If you're not currently subscribing, click the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I have a new video, go ahead and click the little bell and you'll be notified. All right, friends, let's see what we have. Camping. Ooh, Tracy, that sounds fun. You guys, thank you. These are always so fun. I love these, and that's why I'm still going to do them, because they're fun. And I get just as much out of these as you guys do, believe it or not. This is fun for me, and I like to craft. And so for me to be able to make a list and add some stickers, that's crafting, right? Even if it's a to-do list and I add a couple stickers, it's still crafting. And then this is social. I'm a very social person, and I normally travel a lot and teach, and I am not getting that lately. So this is my way of getting that. So as much as you guys email me and send me messages saying how much you appreciate it, then I appreciate it just as much. So thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend, you guys. Garbage truck. All right, I have to get close to hit the little X. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Until next week.